Yes, sir. Y'all hear him laughing right off the top. It's the summer.
Yo, and you know what we have not done a good job of doing?
What's that?
Introducing ourselves. What's up with that?
Go.
Miss Mo Elrod. I'm here tonight.
Yeah. It's all good.
We back. It's the summer. Summer is almost over, but no, it is over. Like after Labor Day, it's technically like the end of the summer. Yeah. But this is still the summer.
Man, listen, man. Tell everybody. People have hit me and say, "What are we gonna rebrand it? Are we gonna rebrand this
to the winter, to the fall?" Negative.
Levert. Winter, spring, summer, fall.
I'll give you my all. That's a classic.
You know what I'm saying?
Right there. Nah, it'll be the summer forever.
Hey, fall, winter, spring. All roads lead to
the summer.
The summer.
And we had a incredible, episode that we just dropped. Make sure you check it out. Coach Mike Davis, TSU. He was dropping a lot of jewels in that thing.
He let y'all know about the recruiting game, what to ask, what to look for. I mean, hey, if you haven't listened to it or ain't passed it on to somebody else, then shit, hey.
You sleeping. And he referenced a little Drake. He probably went to the concert. Could you see Coach Davis at the concert?
No. No.
I agree. But I concur.
But yeah, Mike Davis he was spitting some fire. He was spitting a lot of fire. It was good. It was
we kept getting hit up about the double penny. That was the
double penny.
That was the one that kept reoccurring on the notifications.
Man, hey, and the thing about it is, I was laughing. I was telling who was I telling? I don't know. I was telling, but we was talking about the double penny. I said the thing about it is, just like when you're working out, it doesn't. You want to look in the mirror every day. It doesn't start to show until the end, like the 27th, 28th day. That's when you start to feel better, and guess what? That's when you form your habit.
Absolutely.
And that's when the money starts really kicking in, because you know what I'm saying, you put in the work for it.
Absolutely.
So and that was the same thing. I that's kind of how I equated, put it equivalent to that. But
it was a phenomenal episode, man. He had like I said, a lot of jewels. I think it was like an hour and 40 minutes. It's worth your time. I mean, if you're in traffic, I don't care where you are in the country, in the morning drive, evening drive, it's just something good to listen to. And bring your kids involved, for all ages. Doesn't really matter.
So going back to the beginning, my name is Marlon.
Yeah, man, we
Marlon Lowe.
Marlon.
You can hit me up on Twitter. I got that blue light too.
Oh, you verified?
Yes. It's Marlon Lowe, MarlandLowe. I ain't hard to find.
This dude got the V, got the check mark.
It must mean something.
I need to get on your level one of these days.
Nah, I'm just, I ain't on levels. I just got a wider lane than most people. That's
here you go. Got a wider lane.
But look, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with our special guest today.
Well, you got to tease it for him. You got to let them know who in the building.
She got some credibility. She's got credentials. She's been in the game for a minute. You ain't just going to run up on her and just tell her about some things in the recruiting game. She ain't having that. And I don't think she really ain't afraid to have some confrontation with you at the end of the day.
No, I've seen her run up on a couple coaches.
What?
Yeah, just not a piece of her mind. But she calm with it though.
No, I'm good with that. You're right. She's real respectful.
Absolutely.
As far as getting her point across. But, I ain't seen that other side yet. I mean, I've seen it, but not towards me, and I'm going to try to stay away from that.
Absolutely.
So.
I think the first time I met her was, I think it was like maybe 2 to 3 years ago. And she had spoke at John Lucas camp. And she had all the girls, it was all the parents in the room in the back at Legends.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go back here. Never met her before. First time.
Mm-hmm.
Go back here and get this on film.
Yeah.
Recording the interview. I posted that interview
All
online. I was
right.
like, man, she was in there saying some stuff.
Hey, she did a parent shop this past weekend. She did a parent workshop this past weekend.
Yeah.
For daddies, mamas, and daddies, let them know what the business is. I had to step out because it was gonna get hot up in there. We had a police officer up in there too,
Oh,
just to make sure.
I see, Mr. Turner.
Him too, but just to make sure.
We'll be right back.
Hi.
Don't have nobody come looking for me.
Oh man,
We can bring it back.
Kim Williams. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. How are you affiliated in this game? What you know about this game? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Let me see.
Stay in the bounds. Good catch.
And we back.
Yes, indeed.
What you doing? What y'all doing?
Hey, it's time.
Hey, listen, I'm about to turn the TV off. That's just what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to introduce you to Miss Kim Williams. Hi, Kim.
Hi. How are you?
We good. We good.
Good.
First off, I just want to kind of jump right into it because a lot of people are riding. They just want to hear. They like to get to the meat real quick.
Okay.
Tell us about yourself. Tell us who you are and some credentials that you might have.
Well, as Marlon indicated, I'm Kim Williams, mother of two. I'll start off with the oldest of my children, Kelsey Bone. She's a Houston area girls basketball player, now in the WNBA, overseas. She's done a lot. Basketball has taken her a lot of places, and fortunately for me, I've been able to learn a lot through that process. But I was introduced to this thing called boys basketball because of my son, Donovan Williams, and so I'm in that beast mode now. And so I have a rising sophomore, and I'm just trying to navigate the system and get what it is we need for him out of this whole process. So that's me.
All right, we're gonna start from the beginning. Where you from?
Oh, I'm from the island. I'm an island girl, not the one that you guys think
talking
of.
about the Bahamas.
I'm from the Bahamas or Jamaica.
Rihanna.
You don't hear an accent. I'm a little south. I'm from Galveston. I'm born on the island, so that's my home.
When were you introduced to basketball?
You know what? I think when my daughter needed something to do. I'm from a track family. My family ran track. My father was a track coach. That's how we ate. And so I didn't know much about track. I didn't know much about basketball, but I had this kid who, she was not a track person. Couldn't do that. And so basketball kind of became our sport of choice, and I've been in it since maybe for now about 12, 13 years.
How old was she when she first started?
9.
Okay.
9.
And I we've talked in the past, and I remember you telling me a story. At 9 years old, she couldn't even make a layup.
Right.
She could barely dribble.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, she was horrible. She couldn't bounce the ball and chew gum at the same time, but that was then.
Yes.
That was then.
What was that like? Because it's as a parent, when you see your kids struggle, sometimes you kind of want to not necessarily take them out of the struggle because you want them to have some type of adversity.
Right.
But at the same time, you're watching them and they're just not looking like the rest of the kids who's been playing maybe for 2 or 3 years and has experience. What was that like for you as a parent, just kind of watching her go through that process, and then also keeping her focused on, just keep getting better every single day, that kind of coaching?
Right. Well, it was hard because I had come from a family of greatness. My brothers ran track and they were state champions, and my father won 5 state championships in track and field, and so what I knew was winning. and being
Roll with the
great.
Winners. Yeah.
And so it was hard for me. Now, the part where my family kicked in for me was, you know, she wasn't good in the beginning, but she was going to get good.
That was always your thought process?
That was always my thought process. Always my thought process. If she could do it, she was going to get, you know, she was going to get great. So I didn't worry about the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the end product.
And you don't see that too often nowadays, where you know people are, you know, really looking ahead. It's kind of, you know, what's right here in front of me right now, and oftentimes you kind of miss out, you know, on those development stages where, you know, again, you're learning.
Right.
You know, you're it's okay to, you know, to have some failure.
Yeah.
Stumble a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't really have that kind of thought process. What was her thought process like at 9, 10 years old?
Oh, she hated it. Oh my God. It was like, please don't make me do this. Please. You know, she didn't. She absolutely hated it.
So you put her into basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Because I wanted her to be an athlete. I did. I just came from an athletic family, and on the weekends, that's what we did. We packed lunches and blankets, and we were gone. And I wanted her to be an athlete. So, you know, from a track standpoint, I didn't want her to throw shot put in the discus, because big girls did that.
That's what they would have put her.
That's what they would have done. And so I didn't want her to get pigeonholed. You know, the little volleyball shorts. You know, they were just a smidget. They were smidget. She a big girl. She a big girl. Had a little junk in her trunk, so the shorts wasn't gonna work for me.
Right.
So, you know, basketball, we tried it, and I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it for her. And I saw it as an opportunity for what I wanted for her. And I think that's one of the things parents miss. You know, you have to figure out, what do you want for your kid? And I used to always say, well, she's got to do what I say, because she doesn't have a better plan than me. Not right then.
That's big. That's a jewel.
It is.
She doesn't.
So how old was she when she started to kind of like it? When you saw her just kind of taking a liking to it, and like, okay, I ain't really got to jump on her as much right now to get her there, and she going on her own a little bit.
Well, she was 11, and we went to nationals, AAU nationals in Kenner, Louisiana, and we were playing a little team out of Georgia, the Georgia Pistols, and they had some little girls running, and they were running like 1,000 miles an hour, and she couldn't keep up, so she couldn't play. And it was interesting because we were driving home, and she was just in the back seat, and she said, you know what? I'm never going to sit on that bench, not ever again.
Now, why wasn't she playing? When you talk about these speed people,
Uh-huh.
but break that down. Why wasn't she playing?
Well, she couldn't keep up. She was slow. She was a big girl. The Georgia Pistols had five little bitty girls, and they could go. But they also knew how to play basketball too. See, I didn't have a childhood superstar. I didn't. So basketball, she was just learning it, and she didn't really know all of the, you know, nuances of the game. So she had a coach that made her sit, and that's what you're supposed to do. But it also pushed that button.
Motivated.
It wasn't me. She saw that the gym was packed, and she was on the bench. And that was a bit much for
That
her
was
at that
enough for
time.
her.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer, you know, this is just my own personal viewpoint. I think that every player should experience that. And you should experience
Sitting
you
on the
know,
bench?
sit on the bench. You should experience being a sixth man. You should experience being the man. You should experience being a role player. That way, you know, when you're in a situation as you get older, you can kind of draw from experience of being in those environments. Now, Allen Iverson, one of my favorite players in the world, he couldn't come off the bench. He refused. I don't know how much money he left on the table, but it was a lot.
But that was at the end, though.
It don't matter.
I agree.
He probably could have played 4 or 5 more years just coming off the bench.
But that's because that was at the end.
I don't care
That was
if it's
ego.
I don't. So what? That means that he probably, you know, for a long period of time, he probably has always been that guy.
Right.
So come off the bench for him, yeah, of course it's ego. But if he experienced that at some point of his career, he would have said, "Man, I need to make this $50 million for the next 5 years."
Well, I can tell you how it translates for her. This year in the WNBA, she was traded mid-season and traded to Phoenix. And she's sitting on the bench now. And so she's not pouting or sulking or whatever because she understands and has been in that situation, and she sees it from a different vantage point because now it's a business surrounded by it. But there's a connection, so you don't just pack up and say, I'm gonna quit. She went from a team where she was playing to now she's in a different kind of role, and that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it goes.
Now, what's your conversation with her in regards to that?
She's at work. She at work now. That's your boss. You know, this not playing for fun, and this isn't playing. You're on a scholarship, and all of this. This is work. And so, as we get older, adversity hits us all of the time. And so, it's how you manage that adversity, because she doesn't have to be in that situation forever. But that's her situation
Today.
right now.
Right.
That's what it is right now. So how do you handle that situation without getting fired? Because you're at work.
Right.
Because there will be another situation,
Absolutely.
Next season
Absolutely.
where it may be in her favor.
Absolutely.
I say good or bad, depending on how she takes
It's gonna
this.
change.
Yeah. See, I say this. Okay, your team changed, your uniform changed, but did your payday change?
And your approach can't change. Your
Absolutely.
mindset can't change.
Absolutely. You still gotta go to work.
Forget about that.
That direct deposit hit.
Absolutely.
Like, let me get my mind
You
right.
still, yeah, absolutely.
So, like, some people don't know. I mean, you talked about Kelsey starting out right. She went on to become, what was she in the city?
Well, her freshman, sophomore, and junior year, she was
High school, right?
high school. She was at Dulles. She was the #1 player, not only in the city, but in the country. Her senior year, Brittany Griner emerged, and she brought a whole different element to girls basketball.
Did she?
She was dunking, and she was doing magnificent things. So she and Kelsey, from this city, being the #1 and #2 players in the country, I mean, that was huge. That was huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In your wildest dreams, because see,
Absolutely not.
that's just crazy as hell.
Number one player in the country.
In the country, going from being, 6 years earlier,
Not
7 years earlier,
nowhere even close to wanting to play the game of basketball.
didn't want to play,
No.
couldn't play.
Had to sit on the bench
Yes.
because she wasn't quick and fast enough to keep up.
And to be the #1 player in the country,
The country.
that's crazy.
Just being #1 in the state of Texas.
Right.
It's crazy enough.
Huge. #1 in the city of Houston is big, And you talk about the state, but for y'all listening, understand this, and we're gonna take you on a ride here, because Kelsey,
Strap up.
not only was she at that level, but she became a McDonald's All-American also.
Mm-hmm.
During her tenure at McDonald's All-American, even before that, we need to talk about the recruiting process, because y'all don't know, but Kelsey didn't finish up where she started out at. She went to a couple schools. And Kim, how was that process when you tell us where she first went and how did that happen, or even what happened leading up to the process of multiple schools?
Well, the product, at that level, the process is sheer madness. And if you're not careful, you get caught in that spider web. You can get enamored and starstruck with coaches. Every college coach in America was calling me. I was probably one of the most favored parents. But coaches didn't want to be my friend. And so I had to figure that part out early. And so I didn't care if I was talking to Pat Summit or Coach Blair or Gail Gestincourt or whomever. They put their pants on one leg at a time. And that was my kid. It was my kid. So it was tough. You're trying to protect your kid. She went through the process, and it's funny. I've never told this part of the story.
Oh,
Kelsey
exclusive.
initially was gonna go to LSU.
Initially, she was going to LSU.
She
Okay.
wanted to go to LSU. Pokey Chapman was the coach there at the time. And as a sophomore,
Mm-hmm.
she wanted to commit. And I wouldn't let her.
You would.
I would not let her.
Why
She
not?
was too young. It was too early in the process. We hadn't seen enough. And I didn't think she was at a point where we were ready to make that decision. And I say we, because at the time she wasn't making it by herself.
Mm.
Okay? But I loved LSU too.
Mm-hmm.
So we were softly, we were quietly committed to
Okay.
LSU. And 4 months after that, Pokey Chapman was gone.
Mm.
And it totally flipped the script. The
Mm.
recruiting process changed. She was depressed. She didn't, wanna continue because that was a school and a place that she liked. So then we were back to square one.
Since you're going back to square one, how did you know to not let her commit as a sophomore? Where did you get that from?
Well, when she was in high school, the first day of their practice, her freshman year, I mean, there were 30, 35, 40 college coaches at her school.
Shit, as a freshman.
And so
Some of you boys ain't never gonna see that.
Okay.
she had a great summer. She finished 8th grade. She played up with a 17U team. And when I saw those coaches walk into that building, I was like, wait a minute, like really? Who they going to see? And so it was like, I've got to figure out a way to get her through this. So I knew, early on, we got to look at all of this and find out.
You got time.
But she wasn't even, and I'm her mama, I can say this, she wasn't good enough yet.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't good enough to say, I'm gonna go to this college right now in 9th or 10th grade.
So that goes back to that word that you say you hear more for girls than even for boys. That P word. Potential.
Potential.
It was all about potential.
Mm-hmm.
Potential.
And you wasn't just, you wanted to let that, let's birth it
Yeah,
all
I
the
want
way.
to see what does that look like.
Birthed it all the way.
Yeah.
Birth it all the way. You know what I'm saying?
Birth
Let's
that
go
baby.
full turn.
Birth that baby.
That's it right there, baby. Let's birth this thing a full turn so we can see. So, after her freshman, say towards her junior year, when did she commit?
She committed her senior year in the late signing period.
Was it at the game?
It was at the McDonald All-American game. Yes.
What was her choices at that time?
She was down to South Carolina, Texas A&M, Texas, University of Illinois. Ooh, Lord, and there's one more I'm missing. Bless my soul.
UConn wasn't in that deal. They didn't want.
Tennessee.
Yeah, they did. But that she didn't.
She wasn't feeling that.
No. It's one more. But that whole story goes, she was really enamored with Don Staley, who is a great coach, outstanding coach. And I had some reservations about South Carolina, not because of Don Staley, but I had visited. And, when you have a kid that's a top recruit like that, you look at where they're going. And 4 years is a short time. And there are coaches who will make you think that your kid can build a program.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't, not by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I was a little leery, but I still let her make the decision. I let her make the decision. You want to go there? You can go. But then she got a little homesick.
Did you have any reservations when she made that decision?
I did.
Did you speak on it?
I did. We did. We had a conversation. Hey, we almost had a knockdown, drag them out. They were staying on Coral Gables Avenue in Miami for the McDonald's game.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to make the announcement, and I was like, look, girl, look, this is not right. I even wanted to postpone the announcement. But
Mamas always know.
yeah, but
Intuition.
I wanted her to do this. It was her first big decision that she was going to have to make. And she had put in the work. You know, I wanted her to be able to do it, and so she did it. She did.
I'm sorry. Let me just backtrack a little bit because, you know, when you got the number one player living in your house, are they doing chores? Are they getting away with certain things? You know, like how is that? How does that work? Because here's the thing, Kim. There's only one number one player in the country, right? So that means that's only one household.
Yes.
So ain't that many of y'all walking around here?
Right. Right. But now I still was the mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what we was coming back to. So you saying?
Yeah. I still, you know, it was still my show. You know, I ran, I navigated that ship. But you know, let me tell you this. We spent so much time away from home. You know, people don't realize the sacrifices that you have to make. Kelsey never she didn't go to the senior prom. You know, she was always somewhere playing basketball. She didn't get a driver's license until she was 19 in college because we were never home. We were gone.
Right.
I mean, we weren't there.
Right.
I was excited about school time because we could stay home, but then even that started getting interrupted. So, you know, but yeah, she had to wash a dish or two, you know, and make up her bed, and yeah.
I would ask. I ain't gonna ask you, Kelsey. When was the last time she had them hands put on?
I think she'll tell you. She'll be honest and tell you. She
But she was not immune to that.
No. You remember you asked Donovan that question.
Hey, I be in practice sometimes with young fellas, and I ask them if they ain't taking instructions right. I ask them, man, when the last time you got a whooping, man?
Yeah.
Because your ass ain't listening
At all.
Because if you get spankings, then you know how to comprehend and understand when hey,
Act
shit
right.
finna get real.
Act right.
You know what I'm
Act
saying?
right.
So I asked that. Now, when she went to South Carolina, how did that happen? She transferred after her freshman year, right?
Right.
And I know, from my understanding, I vaguely remember, but there was quite a bit of backlash. There was a lot of stuff going on in between that transfer.
Yeah.
What happened? It was kind of ugly, right?
Yeah, it got a little ugly. You know, because coaches, when you get a number one player, you're not supposed to. That kind of kid is not supposed to go.
Right.
And it was a tussle. We had to get her out of there. They didn't want to release her at first, and you know, then I had to get involved, and I had to go in and talk to the athletic director. And listen, let me tell you how ironic things are in this business. I had a very serious conversation with the athletic director, who was Eric Hyman at the time. If you fast forward a couple of years to when she got to Texas A&M, they got a new athletic director, and it was Eric Hyman. He came to Texas A&M. Full circle. But we did. It got ugly. It got a little ugly, and I expected that. I felt that when she was going.
Now, when it was getting ugly, was your conversations and part of that grit mainly with Coach Staley, or did you have to have some words? You and Eric Hyman had to sit down and have some words to the athletic director.
Well, it was with both. Because now, and I understood their vantage point. I got that. We don't let a kid like this go. But see, I still remembered that was my kid. And so she couldn't go up against the University of South Carolina by herself.
Say that again.
She was 18 years old. So I had to go, and I had to have a different kind of conversation. And because that was my kid at 18 years old, you know, she felt differently, and that's okay too.
Now, you didn't have this is your oldest child. You didn't have one go through this before.
No.
So, your experience, let's talk about this experience. I mean, what did they put you through? Because obviously, they you a rookie to them.
Yeah.
You ain't been here before.
Yeah.
They know what's going on. They could probably tell you some things that make you feel uncomfortable, like you really can't do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was a lot of things thrown at me. I had people say, you need to let this girl go. You're too involved with what's going on with her. I was just a parent. People wanted to use the whole single mom moniker, and that's crap to me. I don't believe in that. I gave birth to the kid. That's my daughter. And where she go, when you see Kelsey, you get Kelsey, you get me. That's how it goes. If you don't want me, just move around.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to have, it got very nasty to a certain degree. And we all had our own interest at heart. University of South Carolina was trying to protect their interest, and I was trying to protect mine. So,
Now see, that's big right there, not to cut you off. But parents didn't understand that. Everybody had their own interest up in the game when it came to
Absolutely.
your daughter.
Absolutely.
The coach wanted to make sure that she kept this top level player because it could help her to get other players to that team.
Or it could also make it seem like if she leaves, then
Like
what's
something's
going
wrong.
on?
Yes.
Something
Yes.
wrong. And
Yes.
the athletic director, it helps them because of scheduling, it helps with money, it helps with games and everything else.
Absolutely.
So then from a parent perspective, it's your child.
Absolutely.
And all you want most is for your child to be happy and in the right place.
Right. That's absolutely right.
Now, why did she want to leave?
I think the biggest part of it was, she had never been in that part of the country. And I can say this, Kelsey was very enamored with Dawn Staley.
Dawn Staley was a beast. Didn't she play Virginia? Where
She
played
did.
at?
She did. She went to Virginia. She led them to the Final Four. She is a
nice.
3-time Olympian. She is an awesome
About
coach.
5'1".
Yeah.
And she light skinned.
But she absolutely. But she's also she has a mean streak that I liked. It wasn't a Dawn Staley issue. The issue was the fit. Cause see, when you go to college, Kelsey couldn't play with Dawn Staley.
Right.
That was just gonna be the coach. And so a lot of kids get caught up in who the coach is. But you gotta look at who the players are, and are we gonna be, successful in this role and in this place. And I think that's where, she got a little homesick. Things kind of weren't going how she thought they would go. And
Was it more or less like jealousy of the teammate? They just wasn't clicking. The style of play.
yeah, I think a lot of it was.
everything.
It was a little bit of everything. You get in there and.
Just ain't what I thought it was gonna be.
Just wasn't that.
But hell, think about what she said. It was her first time being out east like that. And many of these parents don't take that into consideration. Your child has been in a certain region all their life. Things change when you go. People have different type of lifestyles. People look at things differently, see things differently, and act differently.
Right.
And there's different protocols when things go wrong depending on where you at.
Yeah.
So, when you start talking about letting your child go all the way over to this side of the country, that side of the country, you got to have a certain dynamic about you.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, you know what I mean.
But
Some kids can't handle that.
Yeah, but see, this is where I disagree. Because see, you felt it before she even.
I did.
You know what I mean? That wasn't going to be the right move for her. Some kids, you may feel differently with Donovan. You might say,
Right.
you know what, this boy he can be in New York, he can be in California. It all is pretty much predicated on the individual.
Absolutely.
person. You know what I'm saying? For
Absolutely.
me, being in Chicago, I didn't apply to no schools in
You
Illinois.
don't stay home. No
I
doubt.
gotta get the hell up out of here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And my mom was cool with that, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I think the individual person, but like you said, you knew it.
Right.
And the mother's intuition, obviously.
Knew it and still let her do
Well, here was the biggest thing. Here was an elite athlete
That's a whole different
that was
dynamic.
going to a program
Yeah.
that was not elite. So she was used to a lights, camera, action
Environment.
stage.
Mhm.
And then where she got to she was, they weren't on TV that much. Nobody was able to see her. It just And
How
you
did
don't.
that affect you that you couldn't see your baby all the time?
Well, you didn't. You may not know this, but I moved to South Carolina.
Oh shit! There it is.
I did. Now, I didn't move to hover or do any of that. I knew this. I would not have been able to see her play in that part of the country, in the SEC, being here.
No doubt.
And here's what I say to people all the time that goes through the recruiting process with that. See, I had been vested in this. So you want me to just hand my daughter over and go sit down and y'all call me on the phone or I watch her? Oh no.
That's the best way. That's what we want.
Yeah. But see, I want to sit in the stands like I've been sitting in the stands. I wanted to watch her blossom into this player, and so I couldn't do that. And
Right.
I moved. And don't get on me, because Maya Moore's mama moved to Connecticut. It's a couple of parents that have moved where their kids have gone to school.
That ain't nothing new to the game. Hey, bartender chick, she moved to Billy Preston
Shout out
mama.
to Cole.
But this was my thing. I was only going for a year because I wanted to find the lay of the land and where you go. I was coming back home, and I did. It just so happened she came with me.
Now, before we get into that part, let's go back to the recruiting, because it was something that you had told me, years ago.
Hold that thought. We gotta take a break right quick.
I cannot believe you just gonna cut me off. I don't know my question.
You gotta let everybody know about. Hey, people gonna want to see Donovan Williams. They're gonna want to watch it on One Pass Away.
They
Oh
are.
my God.
Let's get a shout out. Be right back, y'all.
This dude.
My man Donovan. Stretch. Hey, anybody want some Beyonce tickets for the 22nd?
How much?
Got two of them. He probably give them to me. He say 400, but it's for both of them. It's level 3 suite, level 300 suites.
The
Probably
22nd.
take $40 off, so it might be give them what's that, 360.
22nd. That's Thursday.
It's a Thursday.
I'm going. We going. Jamal going. I would. Shit, otherwise I'd be on that. I'm already going. I already got my ticket.
You already got tickets? You ever seen it in concert?
Nah.
I haven't either. I heard it's amazing.
I'm
For somebody to be dancing with high heels on for 2 hours.
I think I might. Yeah. Yeah. Because I have not seen her.
I've never seen it. I heard
I've
it's
not
amazing.
seen her.
I heard it's amazing. I went to Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige. They were on tour together. This might have been about 5 years ago. So I'm like, oh, I really don't want to see Mary J. I'm going to get there a little later. End up getting there early enough before she went on. When I tell you Mary J. Blige had that thing,
Oh yeah, and I've seen her.
I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
That night, I knew why they got paid so much money.
Yeah.
Because she sang for like 2.5 hours, didn't change her outfit.
Yeah.
She just was going song to song to song. Had the biggest thugs in there singing with her.
You know who else I saw that was like that? Earth, Wind and Fire. I saw them at the Woodlands. And they sang for 2.5 hours.
Pavilion,
And they never stopped.
I've never been in that spot. It's
Oh,
nice.
it's wonderful.
The
Yeah,
pavilion.
pavilion,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Y'all ready? You ready for this question?
Yeah. Hold on, get ready. What was my question? Get on.
Don't worry about it. I'll talk about it in a second.
Nah, I got it. No. You ain't about to come in and get no introduction because you cut me off in a second, man.
Well, let's jump into it then.
So I remember, like I said, maybe about a year or two ago, you told me that through the recruiting process, it can become very overwhelming, right? And almost an invade of your privacy,
Yeah.
and how you had to literally set times and schedule for people. Talk about that.
Oh yeah,
Because a lot of people just allow people to just call them and just do everything.
You know, I had a coach one time that said, Ms. Williams, I promise, you know, I'm not gonna call after 10 o'clock. You know, I'm gonna be very respectful of her time and whatever. And I went in there one night and she was on the phone and I said, well, who is that? It's about 10:30, and she said, well, it's Coach so and so and so. And I went on my phone and I called. I said, I thought you weren't gonna call. Now that's what you told me.
Right.
So yeah, it was. It was almost an invasion. So I had to set limits. You could call during this time, and then we were done. During basketball season in high school, you know, they got ready to go to district and regionals. I wanted her to concentrate on that. So don't call her and bother her, you know, doing that. I would send out emails. She's taking final exams. Please, you know, so you have to control it because it will control you. And I'll never forget, what's that date they can start calling? September 1st? It was like banana. I was like, turn the phones off. One would hang up, next one call. One would hang, I was like, are you crazy?
And the coaches, you know what it is? They don't want the next person to get ahead of them.
It was like they sitting 5:59, 6 o'clock 10. Because you know the phones were beeping, and you could see the different calls, and it does. You know what, guys? This is supposed to be fun. This process is supposed to be fun. It's the grown-ups who take this process totally out of context.
So when did it become not so fun? And what grown-ups take it out of context?
Well, let me tell you, you lose friends because you get a lot of people who see a lot of things happening for a kid, so now we can't talk anymore. Now you might sit on that side of the gym, but we used to sit right here next to each other. So you get a lot of that. You know, you find out which coaches are real, because some of them will lie. They do that. And so for the kids, it becomes like a juggle, you know, because they can be so invasive.
Right.
And you're dealing with young kids. These kids don't know. They still don't know. They still don't know. So, yeah.
And obviously, I mean, it's a lot. What year is this when it was really hectic for you guys?
Junior year.
What is it? What actual year though is that?
2008.
So 2008.
2008. Yeah.
So at that moment you got, you know, cell phones and text messages and all that stuff going on.
Oh, fax. They would fax her stuff to our high school.
Fax to the high school?
That must have been a super old school coach.
Yeah. And it wasn't just one. I mean, I have maybe 4 of those big 20-gallon containers of media guides and letters and DVDs, and they would send Donovan a happy birthday note. You know, he was like the favorite child. He was on cloud 9. You know, we had
anything to get in.
Yeah. We had a school come to my job. Donovan was at my school. He was in 2nd grade, and we had a school come to my job. They brought me lunch. And they brought Donovan some lunch too.
Anything to get that.
Hey, did you get some points for that?
Oh yeah, they got a few little points for that.
Was they in the Final Five though?
Yes, they were.
Hey, there you go.
Some lunch.
That's a point now. You better understand that. You better grab
that lunch to the job.
You know, but it got to be, you know, a school came in a Hummer. Their school color, you know, on a home visit, and it is exciting. She was involved in USA basketball, and coaches were flying, you know, overseas to watch she and other players play. It's a lot. It can be overwhelming, but you gotta have a little fun with it.
Now you gotta give me a, you know, God bless the dead. You gotta give me a good Pat Summitt story.
Oh wow, Pat Summit came to Dulles High School, had never been to Houston before, and she shut Dulles High School
I was about to
down.
say, man, everybody wanted to be in that damn
She
gym.
shut, I mean, they gave her a tour of the entire campus. She and Gino had never been here before.
Never been to Texas?
Well, not to Texas. Well, at the time, I'm not sure. Tamika Catchings came from Duncanville, and she had gone to Tennessee. Hadn't had but came to Dulles High School, and it was off the chain. It got so bad, the principal really kind of stopped some of the coaches from coming. I mean, they couldn't have school.
The
They couldn't
number
have
one
school.
player in the country.
They couldn't have school.
What kind of traffic is that?
Yeah.
So she came in and they rolled a red carpet out for her.
Yeah. It was Pat Summit Day. Yeah.
So she goes to Texas A&M from South Carolina. Plays for 3 years. What kind of accolades? Because we know that she got the granddaddy of them all
Right.
for college basketball.
Right.
One time,
Once.
how was it her first year? She had to sit out the first
She
year.
had to sit out the first, and that was hard. That was the first time she had not played basketball ever.
So she transferred and had to sit out a while. How did that affect her, and how did it affect you?
Well, you know what? For her, it was really a good situation because Danielle Adams was there. And she got to practice every day with Danielle Adams, who was an awesome player. Me, I went to every basketball game. See, I'm
Even while
in
she
it.
was sitting out?
I went to every basketball
Why?
game.
Why? What
Well-
were you watching?
I was committed to that program, and I didn't want people to think that I was just coming to watch Kelsey, because I wasn't.
Wow.
I wanted her to be in an environment where she was going to win, where she was going to thrive, and I was for that team. I wasn't just for my kids.
That's deep, because most of these parents out here listening to this, y'all, they selfish as shit.
Yeah.
If they child ain't playing, they are not going.
They're not
Yeah.
showing up
You know what I'm
at
saying?
all.
I'll see y'all next year. Y'all got this year. Make sure you take everything. I'll be back next year.
Are you a fan of that rule? Of having to sit out? once
I
you
am
transfer?
not, and I'll tell you why. It's this one crazy reason. Because you get the year back. I don't understand that. She had to sit out a year, but then she got to get the year back at the end, and they wanted her to stay, but she had graduated. So why give the year back? Take it and give the year back. I don't
It's
get
like
it.
a whack ass punishment.
Yeah.
It didn't really hurt though.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. It didn't really hurt.
Yeah.
When she leave, I'll be talking to you.
Right. Right.
I'm not a fan of it, at all. My whole thing is, if you don't want to play at my school, even on the AAU team, on the AAU side, people get upset. Whether it's coaches, directors, or whomever, they get upset when a kid leave their program. Why would you want a kid on your team that
Right.
don't want to play for you?
Right.
Let that kid
Let that kid
go.
Well, here's the other side of that. A coach, if a coach is making $700,000 and gets a job offer for $1.5 million, they're leaving.
Out. And
Bye.
They will not sit out a year.
They're
And most of the time, they try to stack their team up at certain levels so that they can go.
Right.
And they out of there.
Right. So I just wanted the same, it wasn't my call, but, she, I just thought that was a crazy, and I still do think it's a crazy rule, but, it is what it is.
I have a lot of issues with that rule as well. I just don't think that, like you said, I don't think it's fair. Kids, when they pick a school, majority of the time they don't pick the school or for the president, for the athletic director. They pick them for the coach.
For the coach,
And if the coaches leave, why the hell can't you go somewhere?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That makes no sense to me. I think, you heard Coach Davis last week. He said he think they should be able to leave every year if they want
Every
to.
year if they wanted to.
That means that as a coach, you got to make sure that everybody's in the right position and that you continue to tell the truth. Now, there are some consequences. Again, some things should happen where maybe you should be able to sit out, but if there's no consequences or repercussions for the guy at the top who got you there,
Right.
they can leave when they want to. Why
Why
can't
can't
you
I?
leave? And
Absolutely.
no, I don't know who's fighting that battle.
Right.
See, people talk crazy to me, call me militant, but I say it all the time. Where are the coaches at who's willing to take a stand and tell
Yeah.
people that you are wrong for this?
Yeah.
You're not.
Because think
it's
about
not
this.
worth
Usually, you have kids wanting to transfer early on, a
Mm-hmm.
freshman. They're young. They're still, you know, a lot of things can happen and transpire. And so don't penalize an 18-year-old
Mm-hmm.
because maybe this thing didn't work out the way that they wanted it to work out. Because we don't penalize 30, 40, 50-year-old coaches. And so you know, you make it balanced, but the penalty usually, that's how grown-ups are. We always right, and the kids are always wrong.
Yes,
Always.
it's a weak rule.
Yeah.
They should really think about changing that. Even in high school, you got the rules of
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
hard to
transfer,
move. Yeah.
and then coaches don't want to allow, they don't want to release a kid and sign off.
Right.
Let
I
that
think
kid
that-
make it, man.
I think that's automatically weak.
Yeah.
You're
let
a high
that kid
school.
go.
I don't care who you are. You can be a good friend of mine. We might have talked about it before, but I'm gonna tell you, if there's a kid that's leaving your program, I don't care if he want to go to the school across the street. If you're gonna won't sign and let this kid go, you automatically weak, man. That's just weak.
And that happens every day.
Well, let me tell
Welcome
you
to the club, Moneyball.
Oh,
lady.
Moneyball, you just
Yes,
slip in the building.
yes.
I work in HISD. I saw a kid literally with my own eyes on the football side lose his eligibility not too long ago on transferring, and it's a wrap.
Oh wow.
It's a wrap. They didn't know. Mom didn't know, and moved into that area. And the coach from the school the kid transferred to came in and said, "I want to go on record and say, I never saw that kid before in my life until he came to enroll." But we all know that's not true, because kids don't just come and enroll like that. Coach did know it, but he couldn't say he knew
Right,
it at the time.
Right.
But the kid and his family physically moved.
They moved, but they moved wrong.
Understood.
They
Understood.
move wrong. And so that's the thing. When you don't know the rules of the game, because it's all game. When you don't know the rules of the game, you can get gamed.
No doubt.
So caught up.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I hate to
yeah.
hear that.
Yeah, it's an awful situation, but it happens every day.
I feel as if a kid don't want to play for you, I mean, honestly, you really shouldn't want that kid. I don't want a guy playing for me that don't
Right.
want to be there.
Right.
I want you all in.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what the coach said. The coach of the school where the kid was leaving. His thing was this: kid's been with me since a freshman, sophomore, junior. I've invested a lot of time and energy into this kid, and I'm not just gonna let him walk and go and make somebody else's program successful and leave mine torn up.
I get it.
I don't get it.
I get that.
I
I
don't-
That I
I
get.
get what he's saying. He's saying
I'm not
that
saying I agree,
No,
but I
exactly.
get
I'm
it.
saying I agree. I don't agree, but I get it. He's saying he put a lot of time in that kid. He stayed after school. He spent hours walking to the classroom, making the kid stay eligible, because otherwise he would have been eligible. He stayed on the court, making sure he
Come on.
learns as a player. You know
He
what I'm
wants
saying?
to
I'm okay.
win too.
You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with. I get
Okay,
that.
That's cool.
I
what
get
I'm
that.
saying is that
You lose your best kid, he know wins are few and far in
so
between.
then okay, that's the problem, right? The kid wants to leave. So then, what's the solution then? Give me the solution. So the kid.
Mark that X. Don't let his ass go play more.
That's what they're doing.
That's
They
the,
do.
and so that's the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I don't
Nah,
get
the answer is to, at the high school level, well, really at every level, you have to have a program where one monkey don't stop that show.
it. Okay,
You have to have a program.
that's cool. What I'm
So it's not one play, like, that's where everything begins.
No, what I'm saying is, that's the issue. So if the kid wants to leave, right, and this coach is saying, I've invested all this time, this, that, and the third, yeah, I of course I understand that, but what's the end result? You don't sign the paper so the kid can't play somewhere else?
Yeah, that sucks.
That's why I said that's
Right.
weak.
That's why I don't get it.
That's weak. That's weak.
Yeah.
But so let's get back to Kelsey.
Yes.
Yes.
She goes to A&M and wins a national championship.
Bling bling. Every time I come around the city.
Bling bling.
Man, salute.
Pinky ring.
Salute.
Bling bling.
Well, it was bittersweet. Because
Uh-oh.
that was the year she had to sit out.
Mm.
So she played. She was on the team, but she didn't play. But there you go.
That dumbass rule coming to effect.
There you go.
Hey, but guess what? You went to every game, all the games, and supported. So it's like you earned the right to get a ring too.
Absolutely.
What was that ride like? Just, again, we talking to somebody that #1 player in the country. Now you championship. What was that ride? I mean, again, this is things that most parents just won't ever experience.
Yeah. Well, you gotta understand. It goes back to where I started when I rode around watching my brothers run track and play football and watch my dad coach. That's just what we do. Wherever my kids go, that's where I go. If I drive, if I fly, if it's a boat going, wherever they are, I'm going. And so it was fun. It was fun for me because I'm one of those women that I just eat, sleep, and drink sports. I like every sport. So, and particularly when my kids are playing. But in a team sport, I want my kids to be on the team that's winning. My kid may not be the superstar, but if they winning, we good.
Winners win.
Winners.
I mean, that's what I know.
I like that. Like, you don't hear especially in 2016, you don't hear very many parents valuing winning, even if my child is not the star. I think, most
Never.
prefer it the other way. If my child can't be the star, then we have to find another team.
Or prefer to be on a losing team as long as my kid is the star.
As long as my child is the star, absolutely.
I hate losing. I mean, my dad had a saying, coming in second place is like kissing your sister. And what thrill is there in that?
I gotta use that one.
And what thrill.
What thrill is that?
That's like you just kiss your brother, hug your brother.
Yeah.
So it's about that. It's the totality of it. And I take it from a track standpoint because track can be individual. But see, when my dad went to a track meet, he didn't want to win the 4x1 and the 100 meters and the discus and the shot put. He wanted the team trophy at the end of the
You want
track
to
meet.
win the whole event.
Yeah. So you go, because everybody's sad when you lose.
No doubt.
I don't want, they crying, they slinging snot,
That's a great experience as well.
Well, yeah.
It's a teaching moment
Yes,
that
yes.
everyone needs to go through.
Yeah.
We spoke on that earlier.
Well, not necessarily the crying. You cry at home, but
The hurt.
yeah, the hurt, the pain that comes with it. Absolutely.
Victory, the agony of defeat.
Especially if it's a close game where discipline wins and loses.
Right.
So you have to get better because
Right.
then it's a reality check. Because
Yeah.
you see opportunities where we should have won, we could have won, but you did not win.
You did.
Bottom line.
Period.
You didn't. And it's this. If you win, all those bad shots, they weren't really bad shots. But if you lose, you took the worst shots ever.
Ever.
He a ball hog. She's a ball, but nobody questions that shot.
Winning covers up a
It
lot.
covers up a lot.
Now, obviously, you on a different playing field now. So now you're going through this process again
Whew.
on the boys' side.
Right for me.
What's the distinct differences that you've seen, whether it's parents, coaches, environment, just what's been like, I guess, the distinct differences?
The biggest thing for me, the adjustment on the boys' side is with all of this testosterone, you gotta be good right now. You can't be good, you can't get good, you can't get better, you can't make any progress. If you're not good right now, you're trash. And so that's been a curve for me. Parents are different. on the boys' side.
Yes.
Parents are a lot different. You know, it's not just daddy basketball. The moms, Big Mama and Uncle Joe. Everybody is there for the boys,
And have an opinion.
and they have an opinion. They have an opinion.
A strong
Big Mama.
Yes,
What was the
Yeah.
other name?
Big Mama. Big Mama is there.
and have an opinion
Yes.
and feel as if you are obligated to listen.
And they want you to know their opinion. Yes. Yes. So I have my little moniker, my PGW. Parents gone wild.
Hashtag PGW.
I love it because I
When y'all
just
see
sit
that
and
on
watch.
Twitter, hashtag
know what
PGW,
you're talking
you
about.
know where it came from. Parents going
They go
wild.
wild. They go wild. I see it. I know because boys have the propensity to, earn a little money. But women do too.
No
We
doubt.
have some $1 million salaries in women's basketball. Not in the WNBA, but we have some women making $1 million plus overseas. So, but everybody has, locked into, Johnny, and he is taking care of everybody. And they are on that coattail hard at 7 years old.
Do you believe in one sport athletes, or you believe in being athletic?
You know what? I don't like it because it's not what my brothers played football. They ran track. My dad taught swimming. And so I feel kind of strange with my son because he started off as a swimmer.
Really?
That's
He was
probably
a
why
swimmer.
he got so long.
He was a swimmer. He started swimming at 3. And then he started competitive swimming at about 5. And he he could really be a swimmer. But then baby, he tried football and he didn't like football
I'm
too
sure.
much. And so now we're into basketball, and he really would like to play water polo, but there's not a water polo team at his school. But he loves swimming.
Really?
And we don't swim a lot. I had a football coach ask me, he said, does he play any other sport? I said, well, yeah, he does. He's a swimmer. And he said, a swimmer?
Oh, wow.
Because, we think black folk just go
Trust
to the
me.
pool to hang,
That's the-
we
you know,
just go to the
Feet in
pool.
water.
You definitely threw me off when you threw out there swimming.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
was
swimmer.
expecting that one.
He's a
Really?
swimmer. Yeah. So I love multiple sports. I think kids should be involved in as many as they can.
They feed off. I mean, they go hand in hand.
But it's hard now because football is
Specialists.
year round, basketball is year round. It's hard to do something else.
No, it's
No,
not.
I think you can. I think that people nowadays are just wanting to be
They
specialists.
want you to be specialists.
Specialists.
Yeah.
Play basketball.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't do anything else. Play
Yeah.
football. That's it.
I think when you get to
Yeah.
high school, it's a little bit. You just got to start making a little
Yeah.
short your
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Two-
think so.
two
in high
sports.
school.
Going into the 11th grade, you should start defining.
Right.
But 9th and 10th, I say do it all.
Yeah. Now my son runs. He likes track. He ran track last year. He was a hurdler and a long jumper. He was pretty good. So I like the fact that he's that kid. He'll do every sport. if he that.
Absolutely. Like, now that's big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He barely popping that rim though right now.
That's coming.
But she sent out a tweet the other day.
Oh,
He
caught a body.
said he can barely fit his head through the door on the way to the crib.
That
Oh
was
my
funny.
God.
Tell him about that.
Oh, Lord.
I just got to hear it though. I mean, your son got dunked in the game,
Spring,
in the camp. It
In
was
the
a
camp.
And let's talk about that.
Well, it was interesting because the first day he went to the camp, what he didn't want to tell was he was horrible. Oh my God, he was horrible. And I got on it afterwards. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
What did you say? Yeah, I want to know what you said.
Boy,
So.
I drove way out here. I've been up since 6 o'clock. And are you getting kidding me?
What were the expectations?
Well, I with him, sometimes he gets in a gray area.
Okay.
And so and he won't come out of it soon enough for me. He dunked on that day and missed it. So, okay, we ride home and I even called his dad. Oh, this boy stank up the place today. He was just, don't even ask him, because I'm telling you right now, he's horrible.
Y'all
Right.
should see these hands. It's
Like, it's real.
real.
It's
Yeah.
real.
But he came back the next day and was awesome. But he's that kind of kid. I had pushed a few of those buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't there for the game that he dunked, but his daddy verified it. But I'm still waiting for the video. 'Cause
Right,
when I
right,
see
right.
it, I'm going to verify it. But he was so excited.
He should have been.
He was so excited.
First
and
game dunk.
I was happy.
He should
for
have
him.
been. No
Yeah.
doubt about
And
it.
I said, oh, so you dunked on somebody, right? And that was kind of what I tweeted. And he came back and said, you know, you go back and change that. I caught a body.
Bye.
There's a difference. There's a difference. I ain't
Yes.
dunk, I got a body.
So
It's not a misdemeanor. I caught a felony off the rip.
Oh, Lord.
that's what he said.
I'm good with
It
that.
stays with you.
That's what he said. But let me tell you about my sons. Donovan is a hype kid. He likes. He was coming down the court when I got there, and he shot a 3. Okay, he made a
He
3.
definitely plays with flair.
He came back the next time. He went to shoot the ball, and I heard a kid on the bench say, "He don't miss." And I was like, "Get up! This boy not gonna ever be able to come home." Are you kidding me? Cause he's that guy.
Oh, I know.
Oh, he's a lights, camera, action
Swag.
kind of guy.
Yes,
He
yes.
gets that thing
Yeah.
going too.
Yeah. My daughter, she doesn't like all of that.
Mhm.
Donovan,
That's what's so unique about having kids is that they're just completely different.
yeah,
And their body frames are completely different.
right,
He can slide through a closed window.
yeah, yeah,
Literally.
yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
Long, slim. I'll be wondering his reach is gonna be crazy.
That's that swimming. Now that I know, that's that swimming.
Yeah.
Parents, get your kids in swimming. 7'5".
Well, what I didn't know, I learned later. You know, swimming is such it's a complete body
Mm-hmm.
activity. You know,
part of
it
that.
works
Everything.
everything. And he was really stronger than that little frame looked because he was in that water so much. Yeah. So
Well, I'm gonna say this for you coaches and people for you coaches that's listening. Donovan Williams is a sophomore. He's about 6'2" right now. About 6'2".
yeah.
He goes to Elkins High School. He transferred.
Go to
from-
Elkins?
We moved out here.
Yeah, we
So
didn't
don't-
transfer.
Don't
We
be trying
moved
to
in.
sign the paper.
Don't go trying to find the paper trail.
And he just turned 15 years old last week. 6'2", slim, just turned 15. Could be an old ass 8th grader. You know what I'm saying? Because we got those.
We definitely got those.
Yeah.
But we not reclassifying either.
And you coaches, if y'all don't think that one of the biggest things what Mike Davis said last week on the last podcast, if you can't predict what he's gonna look like with 25 more pounds on him, at probably about we can guess the height, but if he just turned 15,
6'4",
16,
6'5" plus.
man, 6'5" plus, don't give him no 4. 5. Take the 4 off that thing.
You're right. I just ain't want to push it.
It's okay. It's
Okay.
okay. So we need to get them coaches up in Elkins.
I'm gonna
just
tell the
like
coaches
used
what they
to be
want to
up
hear.
in
I
Dunks.
tell them what they want to hear.
They gotta be up in Elkins like
He
in
can
Dunks.
get his own bucket. We're gonna start there. The rest you figure out.
We're gonna start there.
I'm gonna accept that.
Wow.
I would accept
He
that.
can get his own bucket.
He can get a bucket. He can get a bucket. Get a bucket.
Yes, he can.
He's learning to play.
Right.
He can get his own buckets, and he's swagged up.
Swag up.
And he's a respectful young man.
I got a question for Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Can he dance?
Absolutely not.
I was just curious. That's just always a question I have, you know.
He cannot.
Ah.
But he, you know, he all right. But you know, he
To you, it's a no.
He might miss a beat,
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, to-
But he gonna find it.
but he's gonna work hard to find it.
I'm good with that.
So Kim, give the parents or somebody that's listening, give them a few the recruiting questions. Give them some nuggets or something to think about. Just enlighten them about things that they need to be aware of or what's going on. Kind of act like it's just your parents' seminar right now that you gave on last week, and just throw it out at them, and so that they can just take some notes and understand. Look, this shit gets real.
Right. Well, the first thing I always tell parents is this: it begins with you. It begins with the parent, and you have to be honest with yourself about your kid and their level of play. If they're not good, then you have to be committed to getting the resources and making the sacrifices to get them to that level. And then where they fall in it, that's where they fall, and then you take that path. If your kid is not a number one kid, then don't have that expectation. I mean, you can try to but take your kid where they are, because I see a lot of parents that are so dishonest about who their kids are and what their abilities are. All right.
That is so big time.
Yeah, it's you do. So like when people used to say my daughter couldn't play and they would laugh in the stands and whatever, I knew she couldn't play. It didn't hurt my feelings, but she didn't stay, and that's where the difference kind of became. And then you have to know what you want. I wanted two things. I want two things for my kids. Number one, I want a great education for my kid, and I know basketball provides that. Sports can provide that. I'm big on academics. My son is an AP honor student. We do that. But you got to send your kid to school. I want to see some PGWs at the PTO meeting and at the teacher conference, and making sure these kids are getting their academics. Everybody doesn't have to be an honor student, but your kids got to be eligible. And most parents we don't know the rules of the game. Everybody has an agenda. You have an agenda. That coach has an agenda, and I do too. So you got to find out if the agenda items are the same, because if not, you're going to get something a little bit different.
Right.
And then talk to these coaches. This your kid. These not rock stars, And these coaches are not going to lose their $5 and $6 and $7 million jobs behind 18 to 22-year-olds. They will send your kids back to you. So you have to send them a good product. And oftentimes we surround our kids with the wrong people.
Hey, you are preaching right now.
We do. We let everybody pick them up. We let everybody drop them off. My biggest thing I hate is about a single mom. I'm single, but my daughter didn't become a professional basketball player by herself and just with me. We had a support system, but it was always good people. I didn't let anybody come and talk to my kid. I wasn't excited every time somebody came to talk to her. I wasn't, because they had an agenda.
You old school.
You think so?
No doubt about it. That's a great thing.
Sound like your dad.
Yeah, well, see, I learned it. My recruiters came to our house for my dad's athletes. So I saw that early on, and
had no IDs picking all that stuff up.
Yeah, I was like a sponge. And here was the good thing for me. I've never been an athlete in my life. My whole family is, but not me.
You've been around it too long. You an athlete.
Well, yeah. I think I could have been a really good coach.
I'm sure.
Not an athlete, because I just soaked up everything my dad did. Everything. But you just have to stay true to your kid. Know what you want. If you don't know what you want out of the recruiting process, you're going to get whatever they give you. We were talking about early commitments, right? I said this, and I mean this. I want people to work and show me that my kid is valuable. My kid isn't valuable to anybody in the 10th grade. He's just not right now. And all of the unofficial visits, they're on my dime. I gotta pay. I pay for the gas, the food, and all of that. The official visit is a beautiful thing, because it's on that school's dime. I get to see how much you really think about it. So you miss that. You miss that when you just say, you grab at the first thing that comes. And I mean, everybody's philosophy is different. But then the coach, you know, you kind of take the fun out of the process.